Hey there, everybody. In this video, we're going to talk about how to grow your email list using Facebook groups. Did you know that you can actually grow your email list using Facebook groups, not just by sharing content and, driving people to your opt-in page? There is actually a way to grow your email list so that you can generate more leads and sales, of course, and using all inside of what we call Facebook groups. My name is Stacia Kennedy. If you are new to my videos, I am an online marketing coach. I've been teaching and training entrepreneurs how to generate more leads and sales using social media on the internet now for over 10 years, over a decade. I'm super happy to share that with you and share my knowledge. I'm constantly always looking at different marketing strategies and ways that are simple and tools that are simple to use so that you can implement in your business. So again, so that you can close more deals, make more money. And my specialty now is actually helping 6 and 7 figure income earners, actually coaches and consultants generate more leads and close more deals using what I call a live launch method inside of Facebook groups. So this tool that I'm going to share with you today is something that I think is super, super valuable. Make sure to comment below. Let me know if you're watching me live or hashtag replay, of course, if you're watching the replay. Hey, Dr. Regina, thank you for joining me. Today, I'm sharing with you a tool to help you grow your email list using Facebook groups. Okay, this is something I cannot live without, basically. And one of my clients, actually, I shared with him this week. I actually been telling him about this platform, and I'm holding you in suspense. But I told him about this Chrome extension. That actually is an extension that literally saves me and my team hours and hours of time, and helps collect the leads instantaneously when you properly use it. But this particular client has a Facebook group with over 4,000 members. Now, you guys all know, if you're watching over on Facebook, maybe you might be watching over on YouTube, but if you're familiar with Facebook and Facebook groups, they actually have 3 questions. If the moderator or the group admin has set this up properly, you can have 3 questions, what we call Facebook entry questions. And if you set these questions to ask a particular questions, which I want to share with you in this video, actually, this training is something that I share with my clients. So I'm going to give it to you for free today. So make sure to write this down. I'm actually going to share with you first, what are those questions, right? What are those entry questions? What should we be asking? And then stick to the end of this video, because I'm going to show you how to set up the group, which actually I think I also have another particular video that just talks about setting up a group, and I actually have a checklist. So if you want that checklist as well on all the things that you need to do to set up your Facebook group, we'll actually go ahead and comment below or DM me and I'll send it over to you. But let's talk about the entry questions. Oh my goodness. Okay, I have a little stack. I've been having mic issues today. Let me mic over and see if that would help. Thanks for letting me know. Hopefully that is better. Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear me a little bit better here. Facebook entry questions. Okay, so what you want to do is they only give you 3 questions, right? So you want to consider a qualifying process. You want to actually create a question that will help you validate and attract the right people into your group, right? So if I have another client who actually only works with women. So the first question that we're going to ask is, do you know that this Facebook group is just for women? Or make sure that you know that this is just for women, yes or no. And you are a woman, right? Like if that's your business, right? So this is very important. The very first question is really a baseline information. Maybe it's, what's your business? Who do you serve? If you're in a marketing niche like myself, I want to know what kind of business you are. I also have a group for real estate agents. Are you a real estate agent? Are you someone who's just in the industry of real estate? Who do you serve? What is the baseline information that you want to know about your target audience. The second question is what is the urgent need that you can address, right? What is the issue that you can address so that you can actually create content around that answer? So for my Facebook group, I have a group called Online Marketing for Entrepreneurs, Online Marketing Strategies for Entrepreneurs with Stacia. And in my second question, I always ask, what is the overall, what is the magic wand, right? Like if I had a magic wand, what is the biggest struggle you're having in your business and how can I solve it? I could probably change that a little bit better, and give people like an example, right? What is the biggest problem that you're having in your, online marketing, using online marketing strategies? Are you trying to get more leads and sales? Are you having a traffic issue? Are you having problems with, creating an offer? If you have an online program or coaching business, and maybe you don't even have an offer yet, but what is the biggest struggle for your target audience, right? So if you're a confidence coach, I have a friend who's in confidence coach or who also helps people generate leads with YouTube. Like, what is your biggest problem with generating leads with YouTube? If you're a coach, what is your biggest problem? What area of focus do you want to learn more about, right? I have another prospective client that helps people in the health and fitness industry, right? So what part of, what's your biggest struggle with losing weight? What is your biggest struggle? What is your biggest questions with the keto diet? I have another client in the keto industry. So there's that, finding out the biggest problem. And when you get answers to those questions, those are the questions that you want to keep. So the whole reason why I'm also sharing this video about these entry questions is that normally if you add someone to your list or to your group after they answer these 3 questions, the questions are gone. They're gone. So you don't have the ability to save those answers to those questions. So that's why it's really important that you stick to the end, because I'm going to show you a tool to help you actually save those answers. So number 1, a baseline information. What is the group about? Who is it for? Find out if this is the right person, right? So another question I actually like to use right now on my Facebook group, I do want to know where they found the group from. So if I'm doing a contest or I'm doing something where I want to know who referred people to my Facebook group, that's another question that you could add in there. But usually the first question would be some kind of baseline information to make sure that you are targeting the right people for that group. So number 2, what is their biggest struggle? What is their pain point? What is their problem that you could possibly turn those answers into a lead magnet or content, right? Okay. So third question, most importantly, this is how you're going to grow your group. This is actually how you're going to not only grow your group, how to grow your email list. So this video I wanted to share with you on how to grow your email list with Facebook groups. Well, this is the last piece here. The third question, you might have an offer or some kind of free resource or some kind of giveaway. That is where you're going to ask people to drop their email address in exchange for something of value. Okay, so you're going to give something of value. That could be a checklist, that could be a training, that could be something, right? Something where they will need to leave their name and their email address, actually. And actually, let me share my screen. I'll show you exactly where to do this at. I'm going to share the application. Here's my Facebook group. So right here, this is my Facebook group. I have tons of Facebook groups. Go to the home page, Online Marketing Strategies for Entrepreneurs with Stacia. So here, what you're going to do, if you're an admin of your Facebook group, you can see that you have over here on the left-hand side, member request, membership questions, automatic member approvals. Don't turn that on. So we're going to leave it as is and use the membership questions. And here's where you can actually enter the question number 1, question number 2, and then last but not least, just leave your email address if you want free training from me. I can be more specific here. Like I could actually say, if you want my free training, my free 4-step formula on getting more leads, or something like that. Actually, I have another really cool training that I want to put in here and give away. My 4-step formula to generating leads online. Just leave your email address below, and you can edit this question to be a checkbox, multiple choice, all of these different questions. But for this particular one, you want to make sure it's a written answer and that they only leave their email address. If they don't just leave their email address, it's fine. I still sometimes add people into my groups if they don't leave their email address and they answer these other questions. But guess what? You are the bouncer, right? This is your club. This is my club. My Facebook group is a club where I can be open to sharing my information, trainings, and I can be vulnerable or whatever I want to do with this group, right? Like I can actually decline people from entering this group as well too, because sometimes you'll get people where, I don't know, they're in another country, they're not my target market. You can certainly decline people from getting access to your group. I feel more comfortable sharing things in this group when I have that opportunity to do that when people join the Facebook group. So basically these questions lead me to share with you that these questions make sure that I only have or let people in who are my target audience, right? Who I want to work with. So yeah, it's exciting to be able to do that so that you can also create an environment, a community, actually. And I didn't think I was going to go here, but as humans, right? As a person, right now has been a difficult time, right? Difficult time for everyone. And we are social beings, even though we're behind these computers and things like that, but we do crave a tribe, right? Being a part of something, being a part of a club, being a part of a community. And so I know my group is small, but I've actually helped other groups that have thousands and thousands of members. Again, like I said, my other client who's in a fishing niche had 4,000 members, and what he was doing was taking these questions, using the automatic member approvals, and just copying and pasting, right? And so, for example, I have another group here that this is one of my clients too. Like, do you have a YouTube channel? That she's teaching people how to generate leads with YouTube, and it's more specific too, right? Get more leads and sales with YouTube. Like that's a whole nother training of naming your Facebook group. But she has qualifying questions. Do you have a YouTube channel? Are you committed to doing 2 videos a week? Because this whole group is about people who are creating content. And do you want, did you get our free YouTube success guide? If no, enter your email address. So this is actually a better example. And then she has people leaving their email address. I probably shouldn't be sharing the screen on that. But here is the magic part, right? I use a Chrome extension called Group Funnels. Okay, so I'm going to leave the link for that in the description. And I walked my client through exactly how to set it up. Sometimes, it's difficult or maybe it's just our attention spans to watch a video and put it all together. So if you decide to get the Chrome extension, which what it does is it takes those answers, and it's right here. It says GF, Group Funnels. You can see it. It's really tiny on the screen. But as long as the extension is on and active, it basically, when I approve this person, it's going to go into the group extension. So I just approved the person. I click View Data, and it pushes their information into this section here. And I'm going to click Push to Google Sheet, and it's going to push over into a Google Sheet, which I have created previously. In that Google Sheet, I'm going to have access to all of the questions and answers to that, to everyone that we accepted, that I approved. These are all my groups. Let me open the Google Sheet. And from the Google Sheet, I can zap that in using another company, another thing called Zapier. So Zapier is free. Of course, with anything that is free and has a trial, it's only free for a certain amount of zaps. So if you do have a lot of leads that are coming through your Facebook group and doing a lot of zaps, you'll probably have to upgrade. And I think I pay like $24 a month for the upgrade. But Zapier is so awesome. I've used Zapier for many different connections. Basically, it's a system that you can basically tell it to do one thing if you grab one information from one platform and put it into another platform. So this is where it all comes together. So Group Funnels is one product, Zapier is a different product, but when you use them together and you get Group Funnels, if you're managing Facebook groups like this, you can build your email list with ease. So when they enter their name and email address in those questions, in the question area, it's going to automatically zap it into my email list. So I tell Zapier, take this Google Sheet, grab their email address and their name and information, whatever information I want, and then I tell Zapier to zap it into my email list. In my email list, whether you're using ActiveCampaign, Aweber, GetResponse, whatever email that you provider, email autoresponder that you use, you can set it up to create a welcome email. And in that welcome email, you might say, thanks for joining my Facebook group. Here was the free gift. Here's the free resources and tools that I, promised you. And from there, that's the way you're going to build an amazing email list that is going to be responsive. They see you now in your Facebook group giving value. Now imagine this client of mine, he has over 4,000 members. If he had set this up previously, he wouldn't have to he was basically copying and pasting and manually. One of his partners was manually copying and pasting the information into their Google Sheet. And that, gladly he was doing that but there's an extra step, right? There's him copying and pasting, and then another person taking that list and importing it into their email system. Now, that is wasted time and efforts, right? We want to be more efficient in our time. And with Group Funnels and things like that, you're going to be more efficient in your business, be able to reach the customers quickly, because people join Facebook groups all the time. I think so. Actually, one time I was really shocked. I saw someone who actually I couldn't add to the Facebook group because they were members of 2,000 groups or something crazy like that. I'm like, okay, that's someone who needs to cut down on the Facebook group joining. But again, whole point of building your email list with the intention of, connecting with people who are aligned with as a prospect. You're qualifying the lead by having them answer the questions and then getting them the information. This is what people want, right? They want to get the information that they're looking for in the quickest way possible. And if you're not able to do that, if hours and hours or days go by between the time the first person is copying and pasting and putting it into the Google Sheet, and then the second person importing it into the lead, by then I've probably forgotten what group that I've added myself to and the information that I was looking for, right? So you want to be able, this is all about instant gratification nowadays, right? People want to get the information that they want as soon as possible. And we kind of made it that way, right? With the internet, to be able to get people the information that they want in the quickest way possible. So using Facebook groups, using Group Funnels has been a lifesaver for me. I actually personally know the creators of Group Funnels, and I've had it now for a few years. I literally can't live without it. I don't know what I would do. Whenever we create a new Facebook group, I use it. So you can use it for multiple groups. I have my assistants use it as well too for me, because I'm not always available. The Chrome extension is only good to use on an actual desktop computer. So if you have it set up, once you have the Zapier set up and the Chrome extension set up on your browser, which I use Chrome, always use Chrome, by the way, you don't have to mess with anything else, right? You just literally have to turn it when you go to the member request areas. And you know, at this point, I have my assistants do it. Sometimes I do it if I see that it needs to be done. And it's just like 2 clicks, click, 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 right? And what was I going to go with this? Now I lost my train of thought. Basically, oh yeah, you can use it for a multitude of different groups is what I was saying. And I have other people who also help me with that as well too. So, so you can't, my whole point again, has to be done on your browser, on your desktop. Once you have it set up, it's, you know, they might have a little bit glitches with like Facebook updating their different, you know, the layouts all the time. So, you know, if that does happen, sometimes there's maybe 1 or 2 people that slip through the cracks on this whole system and being zapped in through. And but most of all, importantly, you can't just add people on your phone, even though your phone is really convenient to have you. If you add people from your phone, the Chrome extension is not going to work. It has to be done from the desktop computer. Okay, so let me look at the chat. Sorry, I had some questions here. Yep, group funnels and Zapier are the tools we need to build your leads. I want to start this now. We'll contact you. Yes, I want to make my time count. So yeah, you want to be efficient with your time. You guys, the whole reason why we build an online business is so that we can have more time freedom. I think, well, most of the people want more time freedom and of course more money so they can go do something, because more money just gives you more options, right? How are you able to get the information of people on your friends list? How can we get the information before deleting them from your page numbers? Okay, I'm not sure, you know what that means, but as far as them adding them, you know, as far as getting them to the group, right, to get them to even know you have a group, this is actually really, really important. This is why it's important to create a personal, this is probably whole nother video, but a personal Facebook page profile funnel, basically. I mean, how do I explain this? So I use my personal profile a lot for my business, right? I connect with a lot of people and network with people on social media, and we do that inside of the groups using our personal page, right? You can't use your business page. You can use your business page, but I actually even block people from joining my Facebook group from business pages. I don't like that because I feel like it's not genuine for people to join a Facebook group with their business page, and I really want to connect with people, not businesses. I mean, even if it's a personal Facebook brand business. Anyways, what was really, really that hit home with me last night was that I'm actually super, almost like giddy inside, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for so long. And when your mentors, and I don't even know why this is a surprise, because I have totally turned a few of my mentors into partners. And anyways, my point is the reason why I've been able to do that too is I've been clear in the most recent years on who I want to work with. And that's why you want to make sure that your personal profile is set up to funnel people, to let them know that what you do, right? So my Facebook cover, for instance. So what I'm talking about, a personal Facebook funnel, is that the cover page on your personal page, on your Facebook page, should have exactly what you do, right? So I recently have been doing some rebranding on my personal page, for instance, and I have on my Facebook cover, it says, let me just move over here. It says what I do, and this is super important, right? I help 6- and 7-figure entrepreneurs close more sales using live video and with a proven launch model. Okay, so a mentor of mine actually saw that, and he saw my videos, and you know, and I have my little one-liner statement right here. This is important information for you guys to set up. And so what I'm calling this whole like brand, really. Like this is opportunity, right? This is opportunity, space on the internet that I did for free, right? We're all on Facebook for free. I'm not doing any ads, paid advertising, but I'm advertising as far as using my cover photo that tells people exactly what to do, what I do here, a one-liner, and a way that they can book a call with me. Okay, this is important because as I set that up in my marketing personal profile funnel, someone that I mentored with 12 years ago, I jumped on his live stream and he like called me out and was like, hey, we need to talk. I've been seeing your stuff. Like he got reminded of what I do and who I am because I showed up on his live stream as well, right? So reciprocity there, right? So I'm super excited to have the opportunity to work with this 6 and 7, actually multiple millionaire, probably 7-figure a month entrepreneur in that realm. So I'm excited. So that is something really, really important to have set up as far as your profile funnel, so that people know this is space and opportunity, again, to be efficient, and another way to generate more leads and build your email list, right? That one-liner that I have on my Facebook page there. Also, actually, let me go back to add this to the stream. When you upload a cover, this is kind of going a little bit off the topic of the video, but when you upload your cover, every time you change the cover, you have an opportunity on the right-hand side to share with people what you do. And I put actually a link to a video testimonial that I did and how I helped a customer make over $26,000 with my support using Facebook group launches, using the live video launch model inside of a Facebook group. And since this client, this was back in August when I posted this, I have exciting news to share with you that I have actually helped a client make over $110,000 in 10 days using this proven launch model. And so I'm excited. Actually, I'm thinking about sharing her story tomorrow. And if you're interested in that live stream, make sure to comment below 100, maybe 110, 100, and we'll make sure to get you on that live stream training. I'll share with you what we did, things that actually held us back. We actually pushed back the launch another week because of a dire situation. Unfortunately, my client's daughter had passed away. And so she pushed through, and actually I want to try to get her on live to talk about the mindset that it took to get her to still launch no matter what, right? To be able to launch in despite of obstacles. And I can't imagine what it felt like to lose a child and still push through in your business. And, our goal was $100,000, and she actually made $110,000. And that's another powerful thing of writing down your goals and being clear on what you want to do and your mission, your goal. And I'm super excited to share her story. So thanks for being here live and watching this video all the way through. If you've made it to the end, make sure to like and subscribe if you're watching over on YouTube. And we'll see you on the next video. Much love and aloha.